So I've been trying to do a video like this for a while, but found the time to do so. But now, here we are. Let's do it. Keep, loan, or sell Liverpool players of this current season of 2022-23 season. Sorry about that. So first off, we have Adrian. Probably one of the most horrendous Liverpool players to have ever existed, and not to play a single minute this season, apart from the Community Shield, which is the only game he ever played this season. And straight away, us Liverpool fans will already have had experience with him. So yeah, Adrian, straight sell, goodbye, he's out the door. Alisson Becker. The only reason why we're 10th right now, if it wasn't for him, we'd probably be in the relegation zone, if not even worse. But he has been our player of the season so far. Alisson Becker, keep for sure. I think he has a contract until 2027, so hopefully he'll still be with us then. Kevin Kelleher, it's been rumored as well, let me put it here. It's been rumored that Kelleher could be leaving this summer just to increase the money for Jude Bellingham, to get Jude Bellingham, which is a sad thing to say because I like Kevin. I feel like he has a really great future. Once Alisson is at the age of where he's done for as a Liverpool goalkeeper, I think Kevin Kelleher would be the great replacement for him, and he'd be in one of the best positions to be a Liverpool legend as a Liverpool goalkeeper. So Kelleher, for now, I think I'll keep. Arthur Melo, what's the point anyways? You loan him in, it's a panic loan on deadline day. That loans never work with Liverpool Football Club. I tell you this right now, loans will never work, and we should never ever do loans again, because they are not going to work at any point in time. So, a breakout star ever since the World Cup ended, Stefan Bajcetic, a young lad who's got a future for him and should be kept, and who signed a long-term contract until 2027. I'm glad he did, and at this moment in time, keep as well. Roberto Firmino, there are talks right now for him to be extending his contract, which I honestly am fine with, because this season, I feel Bobby has surprised us all. When Nunez got his red card and we thought Bobby wouldn't be scoring as much, he's been on fire ever since Nunez was out. And I'm glad we have a player like Roberto Firmino in this team, in this Liverpool side. And hopefully, I'd like him for a short-term deal, but not for a long-term deal. Maybe 2 to 3 years, or 1 to 2 years. With a wage cut. Honestly, I'll be fine with it, and at the moment I honestly will keep him, because he really has impacted our season in a big way. Fabio Carvalho, who's not been getting minutes at the moment. I don't know, for whatever reason. Maybe it's because we have too many attackers on the team, but there shouldn't be a reason for Klopp to give him some minutes in the second half of some Premier League games, because he's got a future, and whenever he plays, he will either score or do well, or get some iffy performances in, but he still has a future for him. He still has a future, and he can still deliver for this football club in this time of crisis. And at the moment, I'm stick between keep or loan, because he's not been good enough, but for now it's a keep, because I don't think he's got that many minutes, and he's not played a Premier League game since October. I don't know why Klopp has allowed this to happen, but he needs to get minutes to prove his worth at this club at the moment. Harvey Elliott, another young lad with a bright future ahead of him, who's got the potential and is doing well right now, but he should not be playing in the midfield. I think he should be implemented into a system where he's more of an attacking player, down the right, down the left, or through the center, if they're playing a 4-2-3-1. So Harvey Elliott, keep. Fabinho, it's a straight sell for me because he's not been good enough this season. He's old. He used to do a job, but he can't do it anymore. He is not good enough at the moment. And I think it's time for him to move on, honestly, because we need players that are up for the fight and have the engines to operate in that midfield. And right now, Fabinho does not have that. Cody Gakpo, new signing, keep. Because he's a new signing, I can't really say much about him as of yet. Joe Gomez, good and bad this season from Joe Gomez, but not good enough for my liking, with him having minutes ahead of Fabio Carvalho, with him having minutes ahead of probably Nat Phillips, because I think Nat Phillips is an even better player than Joe Gomez, in my opinion. But no, Joe Gomez, I feel like it's a straight sell. Maybe loan, because he signed a new contract with this club. I feel like he should be loaned out because I don't think he's at the level to play for this club at the moment. Captain Jordan Henderson, who has led this football club to its epitome and one of Liverpool Football Club's greatest captains ever, should be sold. He's also, just like Fabinho, he's not good enough. He's not ready. He's old, and I think it's time for him to move on, because I don't think he is ready to do well or give some more to this football club, because he has not been putting the best of performances this season at all. Curtis Jones, because he signed a new deal, loan. Actually, not even loan, just sell, because he is not good enough, and he's stealing a living at the minute. Because what does Klopp think he can do to change the game? He's got nothing. He's got absolutely nothing to be a great Liverpool Football Club player. We can't make this thing about him being a scouse and all of that. I don't care if you're a scouse. I don't care if you're from Liverpool. If you're not good enough to play for that club or show some fight and talent, you're not good enough. And right now, Curtis Jones ain't showing it. And he doesn't deserve to play for this club at the moment. Diogo Jota has faced a lot of injuries this season, and questions towards his physicality and his fitness, his overall fitness. Is he really fit enough? Will it be an injury-prone thing for him? But I feel like right now it's a keep for me, because he has had to suffer a major injury. So, yeah, no. Naby Keita was reported by Sky Sports' Florian Plettenberg on Liverpool Echo, saying that Naby Keita is on the verge of leaving in the summer, which I think if he is fine with it and the club is fine with it, I honestly will agree to this deal, because it's not a question towards whether he's good enough. He's got the talent, but fitness-wise, he is lacking in that and gets too many injuries now and then. Ibrahima Konate, I feel keep. He is the future of our back line and will be for many Liverpool players for many generations to come. He will become a player, and he will be the imminent the replacement for Virgil van Dijk, in my opinion. He has already shown improved signs of it, and I think he deserves to stay. Luis Diaz, not seen much from Lucho this season due to a major setback in his injuries. I feel like if this continues on, I'd have to sell him. But since he is one of those bright sparks of this Liverpool team at the start of the season, I am keeping him, because he has done a lot to impact the game, and our game in particular. And probably if he had not been injured, I think he's technically our player of the season if he wasn't injured. But yeah, Lucho Diaz keep. Joel Matip, I feel like it's time for him to go. He's been at the club for almost 7 years now. He's 30. In that Wolves game, he showed no passion. He showed no desire to play. He just let that ball go through his legs and let those Wolves player make an embarrassment of our team. And respect to Joe, but you're still at the end of your contract and you are still playing for this club, may I remind you. And he should be doing better than that. But for me, Joel Matip, due to his age, it's time for him to go. James Milner. I feel like if you've got Jordan Henderson in the sell position, I'd say keep James Milner for one more season because he is still justifying that he deserves to be still a good senior pro. Like, may I remind you, I feel like James Milner has outperformed Henderson this season. I feel like he's a lot more better than Henderson in every way, shape, or form. He's a good fullback and he's still killing it in the midfield once before. And I feel like he can still do a good job to his imminent number 7 role. But Jordan Henderson, may I remind you, Jordan Henderson is younger than James Milner, and James Milner is outperforming him. It just shows, man. Nat Phillips. Why is he in the team? Honestly, like Klopp doesn't play him at all. I get it if he's for backup, but he should be starting over Joe Gomez in my opinion. And I feel like he needs to go off somewhere else where he deserves the minutes he deserves. And right now, as good as a player he is, he deserves to be sold because he deserves a lot better than what he is getting at Liverpool Football Club at the moment. Darwin Gabriel Ribeiro Nunez. Not sell. It's a never sell for Darwin for me because I'm keeping him because although we've questioned his shooting over these past few games, like him shooting straight at the keeper, but just wait and see. He will become the player that will change he will become the next Luis Suarez. He will become a great player in years to come. So keep Darwin Nunez. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain does not deserve to start for Liverpool Football Club ever again. He is not good enough. He used to have some great performances, but he's almost 30. It's time for him to go. Goodbye. You're not good enough. I'm sorry. As good as you are not good enough for this club. Calvin Ramsey. I feel like it's a loan because he's still young. He's got the ability to become the next Trent or Robbo. I feel like he's got a future ahead of him. But for now, I think it's a loan for me. Andy Robertson has not been good enough this season, but is still a great player most of the time. But he needs to improve his game a lot more. It's a keep for now. Mohamed Salah has started almost every other game this season, but has only scored 7 in the Premier League and is the Champions League top goal scorer. Just because he scored a few goals against Rangers. But that's all. But that's it. That just sums it up. He's not good. I feel like for a player that is getting more wages than any of these lads right now, well, at least one of these lot is outperforming him at the moment. And right now, I'm mixed between keep or sell. It's a keep for now, but he's got to improve. He's not someone who should be missing easy chances from inside the penalty box. He is that striker to score great goals, to score bangers. He's known for that, but he's not shown it at all that much this season. And he needs to be better than that. Thiago Alcantara. It's a sell for me, honestly, because as good as a player Thiago is, injury prone, I feel like he's slowly getting towards an old. He is old, and he's slowly getting to that point where he can't reach the level of intensity of games because he's been forced to be the star of the midfield this season, and he has carried this midfield this season. But he deserves better, and I feel like with the fitness concerns he's had this year, as a player itself, I feel like it's a sell for me. As good as he is, I think it's a sell. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Keep is a phenomenal player, but I think he shouldn't be playing as a right back anymore. His days as a right back at Liverpool Football Club are over. It's time for him to convert to a new position. As we've seen like him as a youngster, he was a central midfielder, and for him to get promoted to the Liverpool first team in 2017, he had to play a right back, and he only had a few weeks to learn it. And we know that Trent is familiar in that central midfielder position. I think it's time for Klopp to realize that he has the potential to be a great midfielder in the world, one of the best midfielders in the world, but he refuses and just wants to play him at right back. He can do well one-on-one when the opponent is in front of him, but he can't defend behind his shoulder. And he needs to either work on that or needs to try a new position. I don't know, but it's a keep for now. Kostas Tsimikas has not had the game time this season, and I feel like he's not good enough at the moment. Every time, what does he do? What does he bring this season? What has he brought? What has he done well at all this season? Apart from assisting Darwin Núñez with a brilliant headed goal. That's it. It's not a sell for me. I'm mixed, really. I don't know. It's either a loan, keep, or sell. It's really any option at the moment. I feel like if we're generating cash for someone... No. I'll keep him. He's a good backup, but he needs to justify why he is a good backup. Virgil van Dijk is getting to. I feel like he's gonna be old soon, but he's still got a few years ahead of him, and he's still one of the best centre backs in the world, and it's a keep for me until he gets to the point where he can't be up for it anymore. But he still has the potential, and he still has the name as one of the world's best centre backs. But we need him to be back in time for the Real Madrid game at Anfield. And yeah, that is the list of Liverpool players that should be kept, loaned, and sold. So for the sell list, it looks like we're going to have a really, really big club clear out, because I feel like, minus Arthur, because he's on loan, I'm not including him, but we're going to need, the club clear out is going to be insane for next season. I'm curious to see what Klopp is going to do in the summer. He's got a lot of things to do, but if he doesn't sell any one of this lot, he for sure will sell one of these players for sure. But if he does not get rid of Curtis Jones, Fabinho, Henderson, or Milner, get rid of either of those two, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Naby Keita, next season is going to be a hopeless season for us. I'm saying it right now. And we need to change some of this staff, and it's time to bring in the players that can play for Liverpool Football Club. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.